Hello everyone, we are group number 3. I am Dipesh and along with me I have Madhura, Rishabh, Ivanshi, Manvi and Ritik with me to present your analysis on cement industry. So, Ivanshi, please move to the next page. So let's start with the introduction part. So India is the world's second largest cement producer. At present, the installed capacity of cement in India is 500 MTPA with production of 298 MTPA. India's domestic cement production was nearly 294.4 million tons in financial 21 and accounted for over 7% of the global installed capacity in 2021. India's overall cement production accounted for 262 million tons in financial 2021. In financial 2027, we are expected that the cement demand will be reach up to 419.92 million tons. So basically, of the total capacity, 98% lies with private sector and the rest with public sector. The top 20 companies account for around 70% of the total production of cement. Uh, in 210 large cement plants accounts for a cumulative installed capacity of over 410 million tons, while over 350 mini cement plants have an estimated production capacity of nearly 11.10 million tons. We can see that in India, the large concentration can be seen in the south and west part of India, like states in Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Tamil Nadu. Of the total 210 large cement plants in India, 77 are situated there. So, please go on the next slide. So, there are certain government initiatives which are being in favor of cement industries. So, first is about the Union Budget 2021 and 2022. The Union Budget allocated rupees 13,750 crores and rupees 12,294 crores for urban rejuvenation mission Amrut and Smart Cities mission and Swachh Bharat mission respectively. The government's push for infrastructure, combined with Housing for All, Smart Cities Mission, and Swachh Bharat Mission programs, will boost the demand for cement in the country. The second is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. In the Union Budget 22-23, an outlay of rupees 48,000 crores has been allotted under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, under which it is an initiative by the government to provide affordable housing to economically weaker sections and low-income groups through financial assistance. The scheme aims to achieve its objective of housing for all by constructing 20 million houses across the country by March 31, 2022. The third is a development of council members. In July 2021, the government established a council of 25 members comprising the major persons and players from all the major companies of cements so that they can talk on how to reduce waste, how to achieve maximum production, enhance their quality, reduce cost, and encourage standardization of products. There are now the another thing is about growth drivers. What is the growth drivers in India for cement industry? So first is about housing and real estate. Government initiatives like Housing for All will push demand in this sector, and real estate market in India is expected to reach US 1 trillion by 2023. A strong growth in rural housing and low-cost housing to amplify this demand. Next is public infrastructure. As per budget 22-23, a spending of over rupees 10 lakh crores on infrastructure is proposed. As per the Union Budget 22-23, the government approved an outlay of 199 crores, 1000 crores for the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. And under industrial development, strong economic development growth is expected to lead to growth of the industrial sector and in turn increase in demand in the long run. In June 2021, Ambuja Cements and ACC announced to invest in Industry 4.0 under its Plants of Tomorrow program, which aims to boost cement manufacturing through enhanced plant optimization, improved plant availability, and a safer operational environment. Please, Ivanshi, go to the next slide. Rishabh, please continue.
So following are the 5 forces that Porter considered for the industry analysis. First is competitive rivalry. In cement industry, it is considered to be moderate. Second is threat of substitutes. It is considered to be low. Bargaining power of buyers is low in cement industry and bargaining power of suppliers is high. Threat of new entrants is moderate. Now let's deep dive into all of these forces. Ivanshu, please move to the next slide. So first is the competitive rivalry. The structure of the market tends to be oligopolistic in different regions around the world, including India, and only a few companies dominate or control the market, primarily because of high fixed costs. And because of this, there is little competition within the highly concentrated company environment. Cement products, on the other hand, are not distinguished. This implies that a rivalry between current businesses may become fierce. Switching between the companies does not incur a cost for the consumer because of low switching costs. And when the product is not differentiated, this fosters fierce competition. The aforementioned elements working together lead to moderate to high competition in the Indian cement market. Next factor is the threat of substitutes. Because there are no replacements or products that are not in the same industry but can be utilized instead, the industry isn't facing a serious threat of competition. This is how the cement industry works in practice. To present, there is not any product that can properly replace cement. While construction companies can use less cement in exchange for other materials that have same cementitious properties, the substitution effect on cement prices is minor. Only if another industry produces a similar product or if consumers of that product can reduce the ratio of their usage of that product and substitute another product is the industry threatened. Because both of these options are almost non-existent for cement users, the threat of alternatives is minimal. Cement is the most widely utilized building material in India and it is used for practically all types of construction projects. There are certain less known binding and aggregation materials like fly ash, silica fume, and volcanic ash, but they can hardly replace cement because of lack of awareness, availability, and properties like cement, high costs, and requirement of special technical knowledge. The third factor or the third force of Porter's analysis is the bargaining power of buyers. The bargaining power of buyers in the cement industry is largely dependent on the ticket size of customers. The main users of cement are the general public, who mainly use it for small constructions or repairs, and on the other hand, there are large construction corporations using it at a wholly different level. So, comparatively, these large corporations or big ticket size customers have more bargaining power than the general public. But even the big ticket size does not have a very significant effect on bargaining power because of oligopolistic market structure. The power of consumers is limited due to lack of substitutes, the small number of cement firms, and the inelastic demand that consumers have for the product. Buyers are said to be powerful if they are highly concentrated, purchase a large amount of product, or if there is product standardization. The last effect exists, but its impact is weak because of persistent shortages in the cement market. So ultimately, the bargaining power of buyers is low to moderate. The next factor or the force in Porter's five force analysis is the bargaining power of suppliers. The suppliers in the cement industry mainly consist of raw materials and transportation. Any price hike in the cement industry is due to the rise in prices in both of these factors. Shortage in supply of raw materials can cripple the whole plant and can lead to huge losses. When the suppliers demand something, the negotiations have to be completed quickly, and the results can be more or less in favor of suppliers. For example, if the coal supplier stops supplying coal to the plant, it cannot function and production will come to a standstill. The supply of coal has to resume as quickly as possible. Hence, the suppliers exert a great amount of influence in the decisions of cement manufacturing companies. But since all the raw materials are natural resources, they are under government's control. Companies have to buy rights from the government to set up the cement plant. Hence, the supplier's power is moderate. And the last factor is the threat of new entrants. Barriers to entry and exit can be seen in four different ways. First, government created barriers by limiting the number of licenses it sells for production. Cement is energy intensive as well as highly polluting. Therefore, entry to such a market has to be highly regulated in the eyes of many governments. Second, patent entry barriers. Patents on new production methods or machines create difficulties for firms to enter. However, the cement industry is not a patent dependent industry, unlike other industries such as pharmaceuticals. Third, assets need to produce cement cannot be easily utilized for another industry. This means that if a firm decides to enter the market, it must realize that ceasing its production will be very costly. Finally, economies of scale can prevent entry. For cement firms, neutralizing the high fixed costs requires a minimum efficient scale of production that creates a strong barrier to entry. Overall, the cement industry has higher barriers to entry and higher barriers to exit, making it moderately restricted. Next slide, Ivanshi, please.
All right, so through Pestel analysis, let's discuss the key external factors which impact companies in the cement industry. So, under the first category, which is political, we have the following factors which affect the industry. To be specific, cement prices are controlled by certain government rates like coal rates, power tariffs, freight charges, and taxes. Then you move on to infrastructure projects, which can promote and enhance economic activity, leading to a substantial increase in the demand of cement. Also, there's been a correlation between elections and the demand for cement. Moving on to government programs like NREGA, which can improve rural incomes and in turn demand for cement as well. Finally, under political, we have the government levying taxes such as royalty on limestone, royalty on coal, electricity duty, etc., which makes up around 60% or more of the ex-factory price of cement. Moving on to the next category, we have economic. So the demand of cement is proportional to growth in GDP of India. And also the per capita consumption of cement in India is much less compared to the rest of the world. So there's a lot of room for growth in the industry, in this segment particularly. Also, any political instability, like for example, the recent Russia-Ukraine war, can subsequently result in the increase in prices of crude oil, which can further impact freight prices. Also, growth in the tourism sector can also aid the increase in the construction of hotels, impacting the prices of the demand of cement. Also, increasing per capita income can also lead in housing demands. Next category is social. Indian customers trust well-known cement brands like Ultratech, JP, etc. So the mini cement plants don't really have a chance in this in the industry. And also looking at the growth rate of Indian cement industry and capacity expansions, it's expected that this industry will generate a lot of jobs in the future. Can we move to the next slide? The next category is technological. So currently, the development in design of cement kilns is happening, and it can promote utilization of the wastes. Enhanced technology will be needed to substitute coal with low cost and eco-friendly fuels like biomass and algae. And also effectively finding the location of reserves can help in efficient mining practices. Next category is environmental. So the permissible dust emissions for various sources for existing cement plants is around 150 milligrams and 100 milligrams for plants located in highly polluted regions. So which is at par with some of the developed countries. Since cement production is an energy-intensive process with very high emissions, it has to use state-of-the-art equipment to have energy efficiency and also meet environmental regulations. Finally, we have legal, and this mainly pertains to land acquisitions for limestone mining. So that marks the end of Pestel analysis for the cement industry.
All right. So in the cement industry, there are two major players. Number one, Ultratech, and another one, Ambuja Cement. So I'll be taking up Ultratech. So as I've mentioned in the slide, Ultratech is one of the market leaders when it comes to cement industries. Ultratech, since its inception, has grown very well in terms of both its business operations and its market penetration. So talking more about their corporate strategy. So their corporate strategy is basically divided into two parts. Number one, cost leadership, and number two, market leadership. Both of these business strategies have been an important part of their business growth and have been very essential when we have been a very essential part in terms of determining their profitability and operational efficiency. So when I talk about cost leadership in cement industry, cost is determined by your supply chain management and how you can manage your economies of scale. So when I talk about economies of scale, most of the production that Ultratech Cement does is in a house, and their availability of raw materials is pretty much in house. So the cost of raw material and the economies of scale, the two benefits that they get are very handy. Thus, they're able to keep their cost very much in control. Now talking about technology, so Tata Tech Cement believes in leading with innovation. Time and time they have developed their technology, and recently they have started to involve a lot of sustainability in all of their technological sites. Talking more about that, recently they have declared the Gujarat plant to be the best, and they have easily crossed the highest levels of production this particular year. And by this particular year, I mean this financial year. So, moving on, supply chain management. They maintain efficient supply chain management. They have well connected suppliers. They have well connected retailers, and their B2B and B2B sales management and their distributorship is well managed. Thus, they have a really good profitability margin, and the cash operations is managed really well. Now, when I talk about market leadership, so Ultratech is a national brand. It's a homegrown brand now. So everyone in India knows what Ultratech is, and when I talk about Ultratech, they immediately connect that Ultratech is known for its cement. So they have done a lot of branding and a lot of marketing in that particular space. Ultratech made sure that people understand that cement industry is not just a B2B industry. They can be a very personalized brand itself. So they came up with several campaigns where they kind of changed the transactional relationship to more of a customer based relationships. Now, when I talk about how they gained the key consumer market, as we know, they are very well when they have to maintain a certain type of price because they already have the cost leadership as their competitive advantage. Thus, gaining or capturing the key market based upon the pricing strategy was not a very big deal. Apart from that, they have maintained very good relationship with their distributors and other beer and other levels of their distribution channels, thus helping them to penetrate at the right market at the right point of time. Thus, they are able to capture all types of key market areas when the other players are not able to do it that well. So that sums about Ultratech. Moving on, Ritik, could you please take up Ambuja Cement?
Yes. Okay. The other company we have chosen is Ambuja Cements. Ambuja Cement is among the leading cement companies in India. It is a member of Adani Group, the largest and the fastest growing portfolio of diversified sustainable businesses. It has a capacity of 31 million tons with 6 integrated cement manufacturing plants and 8 cement grinding units across the country. The company's corporate strategy that the company focuses on is sustainable growth, operational excellence, and enhancing shareholder values. This also includes a focus of energy efficiency and reducing carbon emissions, expanding the company's product portfolio, and increasing its presence in domestic and international markets. Additionally, the company has a strong emphasis on corporate social responsibility and actively engages in initiatives to improve the communities in which it operates. Ambuja Cement, please go to the next slide. Ambuja Cement has several key strategies that form the foundation of its corporate strategy. Some of these includes the cost leadership. The company focuses on reducing production cost through the use of modern technology and efficient processes. The next is sustainability. Ambuja Cements is committed to reducing its environmental footprint and has implemented several initiatives to become more sustainable. The next is innovation. The company is continuously investing in research and development to improve its products and manufacturing processes. Other includes expansion, branding and marketing, customer focus, and employee engagement. Employee engagement, in this, the company places a strong emphasis on employee engagement and development, believing that this is critical to its success. The company has followed a strategic framework for its growth that includes short-term priorities and mid to long-term priorities. In the short-term priorities, the company focuses on health, cost, and cash. Health, ensuring the safety of the people, partners, and communities with the help of business resilience team. In cost, saving cost significantly through operational efficiency, managing supply chain effectively, enhancing usage of alternative fuel resources, enhancing network efficiency. In cash, focusing on receivable management to drive cash generation, initiatives to optimize inventory. Talking about mid to long-term priorities, this includes increased market share, increasing capacities to meet the growing market demand, communicating continuously with our key stakeholders to drive sales, strengthening market reach further. The second is increased share of value-added products that includes introduction of a value-added products, enhance efficiency, which include digital transformation, cost optimization across production and logistics, sustainability leadership. That includes working towards the meeting Sustainable Development Ambition 2030 and aligning target that is net zero pledge.
Now, we would like to conclude with our presentation. India is the second largest cement market globally and is highly dominated by private players. The government has taken various initiatives by driving housing and real estate growth and ensuring industrial and public infrastructure development. The cement market in India is highly oligopolistic with little to no differentiation, inelastic demands, and no perfect substitutes. The market is governed by various government policies due to the high reliance on natural resources. The two key players are Ultratech and Ambuja Cement. The corporate strategy followed by Ultratech focuses on cost leadership through economies of scale, technological advancements, and supply chain management. They've been able to maintain market leadership to ensure their nationwide distribution network in key consuming markets. On the other hand, the strategy followed by Ambuja Cement focuses on sustainable growth, environmental consequences, while at the same time enhancing shareholder value and improving employee and customer engagement. Thank you.